Hi, in this video we're going to use the Executive Automats test automation tool to record a script for creating a new vendor in Microsoft Dynamics Finance and Operations. So let's get started. We'll first of all create a new script and we'll call it Create New Vendor. We use the default environment and the default virtual user. Okay, so here you can see we have a start and end of the script. And we're going to record it using the advanced recorder in the current window on the left hand side. The application will load Dynamics 365 and log on with the virtual user. We can then start recording our script. So let's click on the record button. And then we'll start our recording for a new vendor. So we will click New and we'll type in a vendor account. Executive Automats will record all the text you enter. Now we will enter a vendor name. We will adjust both of these inputs later to make them unique. You can see we've clicked on some of the white space and it's recorded those steps. It's really easy to remove them from the script even while it's being recorded. Okay, so for our vendor account, I'm going to save this as a variable. We can use variables later on in the script. So if we wanted to add to this script, we could use a variable which will hold the vendor ID. We can also use variables across different scripts. Okay, let's go down and add an address. It's important to remember to record opening fast tabs, as Dynamics remembers the state of the fast tabs the next time the user accesses the form. If you have not recorded opening the fast tabs and they are closed next time we run the script, Executive Automats will not be able to find any objects within the fast tab. If the fast tab is already open and you have recorded opening it, Executive Automats will automatically recognize this and carry on with the script. Okay, let's add a contact. As you can see, each action that we're taking in the system is being recorded on the left-hand panel. It's really easy, as you can see, to create a script in Executive Automats. It really is just recording the process. If you make a mistake, you can easily delete the step and try again. You can also pause the recording if you need time to think about your next step. We will cover other features in the software in later videos, such as adding comments to steps, making steps optional, disabling steps, reordering steps, and copying steps. So let's stop our recording. Now let's close the window and we'll go back to our script. You can see it's recorded each action that we've done in the system. To play the script back, we need to make some of the data unique. Otherwise, we get duplicate records. So things like vendor ID and vendor name need to be unique. To do this, we're going to use sequence numbers. We can define sequence numbers so data is always unique and we're not going to get duplicate records. So let's update the step where we enter the vendor ID. And we will also change the step for the vendor name and add a sequence number. I think that should be everything we need to update the script. So let's run the script back. We'll play it in the foreground so you can see it run, and we'll use the advanced recorder again. Once the application loads, we'll be able to see each step as it's played back in the system. I will speed up the video playback to save some time, but the script will play at the same speed as you recorded it, so it replicates the actual user input. Now you can see the vendor account is using our sequence number, so it's always unique and the test won't fail. Executive Automats clicks on the Address Fast tab, so here you can see it hasn't closed it again. It's realised that it should be open, so continues with the next step. Again, this makes the test script very robust. And that completes our script. So let's look at the history. As we can see, it's a state of finished and success. We can drill down into the history and show each step and see if each step has passed or errored. Let's change the status of this test now. We'll change it to Ready for Review. Not only can you run the scripts in the foreground so you can see the test being executed, we can also run them in the background. This runs the test on the Executive Automats server in a Chrome browser. So let's run it again in the background. When running in the background, we have the option to generate some documentation. We can generate a document, a video, or both. The documentation is really useful, particularly for training. I will pause the video while the script is running in the background to save some time. OK, so the script has executed in the background. We can see Executive Automats has produced our two documents. We have a Microsoft Word document that will have step-by-step instructions with screenshots. Let's download and open the document. Here you can see some header information. And then you will see each step that the system took with screenshots and highlights the selected actions within the screenshot. Again, really useful for training. Now let's download the video. Again, this is extremely useful for training or even to give to SMEs to review features and processes. Executive Automats is a very useful tool, not only for regression testing, but also at the beginning of an implementation. In the design phase, you can record things like workshops or conference room pilots and build up your test scripts as you go. We can generate documentation to give to SMEs, to give them more confidence to get into the system and try out different things. And again, even in the build phase, we can use automated tests to test each sprint to make sure any code or configuration hasn't regressed. Executive automats can provide many benefits throughout all implementation phases of a project or program. This drives quality into your implementation and provides project team members confidence that the system meets the business requirements. So, this is the first video in a 4-part series of videos. We're going to go through a procure-to-pay process. We'll show you how to create several scripts as part of the process. We have covered creating a new vendor in this video. In part 2, we will create a purchase order and goods receipt that purchase order. In part 3, we will invoice the purchase order and pay the vendor. In part 4, we will join and link all the scripts together so we can make a whole end-to-end process. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want any more information about executive automats, then please do get in contact and I'll be happy to provide a more in-depth demo for you to show you the full benefits of using executive automats. We are also able to provide you a free trial so you can test out executive automats for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when the next video is available. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.